Steve gan agus fáilte. Hello and welcome. It's Misha Amy the Crafty Cailleach, and this is the first video and first day of the 12 days of YuleTube. This series will be looking at various different things that tie into the seasonal celebrations of Yule and also into what I usually cover on this channel, which is Irish history and folklore. But I am starting this series off with a little throwback to the actual origins of Yule as a term and also as a celebration, which is actually coming from a Norse, Viking and Germanic tradition. And I thought it would be appropriate to start the series off with talking about the etymology and origins of the festival of Yule. So in English, the word Yule actually has Norse origins, coming originally from the word Yule, which is Old Norse, and still what the term is in Icelandic today. In modern Danish, Norwegian and Swedish, it is Yule, but in English, it's Yule. This festival would have been celebrated by Vikings and other Germanic peoples, and the celebrations would have lasted for 3 nights, usually starting on midwinter night, which is around the solstice. The solstice being the longest night of the year. All across Europe, there would have been celebrations for the longest night of the year and the returning of the sun and the days getting longer, and many pre-Christian or pagan communities and civilizations would have erected monuments and different things like Stonehenge or Newgrange to basically coincide with the astrological changes of the year. In terms of historical records that can tell us more about the origins of Yule, there's not very much to go on. From the records that we do have and that are available, we do know that Yule celebrations would have lasted, as I said, 3 nights and would have contained a lot of drinking and feasting and merriment. By looking at different Norse sagas, we're also able to get some little bit of information about some of the practices and rituals and traditions that also would have been happening around this time. In one particular saga relating to the King of Norway, who was Hakon the Good in the 10th century, there was a declaration by this king that everybody must celebrate the season, be it through Christmas. He was a Christian, but he didn't enforce any of that on his subjects. He was quite happy for his pagan subjects to celebrate Yule just once the season was celebrated. During his reign, there was also a requirement, a legal requirement, to drink a minimum amount of alcohol for all free men. According to Dr. Jackson Crawford, who is a Norse mythological historical expert, he estimates that the minimum amount that should have been drank or consumed in alcohol over the course of the 3-day celebration was about 4 gallons. In his video on the origins of Yule, Dr. Crawford discusses the known origins and information about the festival, the Norse sagas that also link to this time of year with examples of some of the stories, and he also goes into descriptions and records surrounding the importance of oath swearing at this time of year, kind of like New Year's resolutions. I will link his video and other videos to creators who cover Norse history, mythology and paganism down in the description below. On this channel, I do focus on Irish traditions. However, given the links between Yule and the Norse tradition, and also my own personal interest in Norse mythology and history, particularly as it relates to the interplay between the Vikings and Ireland, and in particular my hometown of Waterford, which literally gets its name from Waterford, which is an Old Norse word, I thought it would be good and very appropriate to start the series off talking about the origins of Yule itself as a festival. I know Yule is also in its anglicised form celebrated by Wiccans and various other neo-pagan groups, but it is important, as always, to know where the information is coming from and also to know where the origins of the festival that you're celebrating comes from. So I hope you enjoyed that very short seasonal video to kick off the 12 days of YuleTube. Tomorrow I will be talking about folklore and seasonal folklore surrounding robins. So if you haven't already, do click the subscribe button below and hit the bell for notifications so you can get notified when these videos come out. Thank you very much for coming. Agus slán go fóill. I'll see you soon.